What's going on, folks? I am running a short stream tonight. We had a poll on YouTube where I will upload this after it's done streaming on Twitch. And the poll was, what do you want to see the next video be about? And the winner was salvage. So we have a few members of our org. We've got Falling and Diamond. We're going to hop on the Reclaimer. We're going to run it with a very small crew. Pilot, a couple of salvagers, take turns moving boxes around. And that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to talk about the game like we usually do. Podcast format, just kind of shoot in the breeze. Anybody who wants to jump in chat, ask questions, cool. Anybody who wants to come salvage with us, let us know. That's what we're up to. Diamond, Falling, what's going on, guys?
Not much.
Beautiful. All right, we're in Hangar 13, right?
Yes.
Yep.
There we go. Now, for anybody who said that's what they wanted to see Reclaimer salvage, I'm just going to make sure I've got the chat for this up on my tablet so I don't miss anything you guys are saying. And then I'm going to show everybody what it looks like when you walk up to the Reclaimer for the first time, because it's one of the coolest experiences you will ever have in this game.
It's quite a sight.
This is Grimhex Station, the only station that you can call the Reclaimer at currently that is not in atmosphere. The Reclaimer is meant to dock with the outside of stations. It's a feature that doesn't work right now, unfortunately. So you can do it at a city and fly up into the atmosphere over time, or you can go to Grimhex, brave the pirates, and this is what you see when you discover the Reclaimer for the first time. To my knowledge, the Aegis Reclaimer is the largest player flyable ship at the moment. I think it beats out the 890. The 890 might be longer. I'd have to look at it on something, but this is definitely taller and wider. I'm gonna guess it out masses it too, just based on what it does. But as you can see, it's quite a walk to get to the entrance of this thing. People were asking questions when I said I was gonna do this video. What's the Reclaimer for? You know, why see more of them, how much is it, all that stuff. The Reclaimer is a salvage ship. It is a sub-capital class. It's very, very big. I think it should be a capital class. Maybe that'll change in the future when it gets reworked. At the moment, it takes large components. It's meant for a large crew. I can see the comments already. People are going to be saying, well, I use mine solo and I make all this money. You can 100% use it solo. It's not ideal. You have to fly to the place, get out of your seat, get in the other seat, you do it all yourself. If you are committed to using it yourself, you 100% can. But I don't use mine with less than 3 people. It's meant for 6 to 8 people. Once salvage is fully fleshed out, it's likely going to be required. Gotta have an engineer, gotta have a drone operator, etc. But like any ship in any sci-fi you've seen, you can, of course, run it with less if you want to. So we got our 3 guys here. We're going to find some missions. Once we find the site, Falling, Diamond, if I could have you guys on the arms on the bridge. We'll scrape the hull. We'll do the whole thing tonight. We'll scrape it, then we'll munch it, etc. And then we'll decide who's going to head down to the box room once that happens.
Got a hammerhead mission ready.
Do you?
I do.
Let me just expand the chat here. I feel like I'm missing some stuff. Go ahead and share when you're ready.
Sharing now.
Got it?
Got it.
So for folks who are watching this live, which is already a few of you, or after the fact on YouTube or whatever, there is currently a, big air quotes, exploit. There's missions that pay really well to go destroy a ship. And so what people are doing in solo Reclaimers is they're stacking those. They just go dissolve the ship. They don't actually do the salvage, and they just leave, and they get 250 grand. I'm going to guess that's going to get patched real soon. Or maybe it won't. To afford a Reclaimer in-game is a lot. Forget pledging. In-game, it's a lot of money. maybe it should be able to print that much money. I think maybe what's going to change is what 250 grand is worth. 250,000 in the near future won't be enough to buy anything, in my opinion. So maybe they'll leave it. Are you guys excited or terrified for the economy changes?
I think it'll be both good and bad. I mean, it really depends on how they decide to do it. Because if they overdo it and they leave the missions, like, they don't pay enough, but they jack the ship price up, I mean, I think it'll. I mean, it depends. I don't know.
Obviously, none of us know what's going to happen. I think it needs to happen. I think it's too easy to afford stuff in this game. I mean, it sounds so elitist of me, but when I see someone has the game for 3 weeks and they have an 890 jump in alpha, doesn't matter. But I think it should take years to get to a capital ship in the finished game. I think it should take longer. So I like that they're making changes. I just hope that they don't overdo it. They have to make missions pay more. They have to make bounties pay more. They have to make pulling the size 5 guns off of a ship that you're salvaging worth more. If you're going to put in the work and the time to save up for a big ship, if it's going to take you 2 years in the game to afford a Carrack, then they need to adjust payouts in the interim so that you can still have fun. It's a game. Yeah. It's an MMO. It's meant to be realistic. It still needs to be fun. All right. Where's our hammerhead? Here we go.
See, it's about a quarter scraped already.
Yeah.
Unless the readout's blood.
What's that?
Unless the readout's blood.
No, it looks like it is a quarter scraped already. Sweet.
I'm not sure if you have the stream pulled up, but Boulder, you're on an ad break for me.
Sweet. Didn't warn me, but cool.
Yeah, sometimes it's just completely random. Not much you can do about it.
That's fine.
All right, in the one of those salvaging arms.
One thing to keep in mind when we're recording these, we do upload them to YouTube after, and we do call out that it's that there's an outbreak coming up or whatever. But we're still kind of chatting away for the YouTube crowd. At the start of the YouTube videos, I've started putting Livestream, so it's that people know why it's this format. It's a different cover, it's a different everything. But people on Twitch right now are seeing an outbreak. Got to make that 15 cents. Looks like it's it's 1 minute of ads at the beginning there. All right, on approach.
I think the worst I've had was a solid 9 ads back to back on Twitch stream.
So that's something people have chosen to do. Looks like Twitch is back from the outbreak. Nice. That's something people have chosen to do. I've set mine at the minimum. So that's why I only make like 30 cents or something. If you can set it to the maximum, get a higher payout, make yourself $2 or $3 a stream if you stream for multiple hours, etc. You can choose how many you set. I have mine set to the lowest number, but it still gives you a couple of ads. Are our lights working for you guys? Oh, now they are.
Yeah, I guess it's just a distance thing. All right, one salvaging arm is ready.
Getting a weird read on the lights. Hang on, I gotta reposition us.
Yep.
So step 1 of salvage, for anybody new who's watching, is... God, she's a beast. Is to scrape the hull. This should be pretty good.
I got an angle. Yep.
All right, go ahead. Turning lights off and on isn't working for me. It's just showing us on for me. As long as you guys can see them.
I think when we're in the turrets, it gives us control of the lights.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, it's got nice. I'll rotate the camera so you guys can see this. It's got stadium. Oh God, stadium lights on the front.
You looked right into the lights, didn't you?
Yep.
Knew it.
This is my HS Reclaimer. This is the Pale Moonlight. This is a gorgeous ship. I will use her a lot more in the future when salvage is more fleshed out. The ship also is woefully underfueled. It needs a lot more fuel to be viable. This is obviously just an error. It's an older ship in the game. But
yeah,
if you want to make some money and you just enjoy salvage, step 1, you come out here. I won't do the part I would normally do because I know it's empty because I scanned it, but you would go into the ship and you would kind of float through the corridors and look for any cargo. There could be cargo in the cargo hold. There could be... That's about it right now. They told us in the future that there'll be other stuff. So, for instance, we could float out there right now and pull all the guns off of it, the ship guns. So we could pull all the size 4s off. Now, right now, they're not worth anything. They don't sell for enough. I'm hoping in the new patch, as they're changing the economy, that that's changing as well. You could go to the armory, pull guns off the racks. Again, not a feature that's in the game right now, but they have said that it's coming. There should be NPC bodies, armor, loot. Again, not a feature that's currently happening, but all of coming in the future of this. And then we'll dissolve the ship after we've scraped it. And we'll stack the boxes.
We'll have to do a stream on the ERT looting.
Absolutely. We'll do a PvE stream and looting. So I am one of the biggest proponents of you do not have to buy ships with real money to enjoy this game. I tell people all the time because they've heard rumors. I heard the same rumors before I started the game. It's expensive. You got to buy ships with real money, etc. I know guys who've been playing this game for years who have pledged one $45 ship to buy the game. Like literally $45 for the game that comes with the smallest ship. And they've never spent another penny, and they have a great time. You can earn almost every ship in the game. If you play a lot and you run a group, you might choose, like I did, to spend some money over the years. This Reclaimer is something I bought with cash, even though I don't use it very often. And the reason why I did this is because I believe that salvage is going to be a gameplay loop I'm going to really enjoy. And I would like to skip the saving for the shipping game, which is going to be, a lot of money. Everything's going up by a factor of 5 to 10 in cost. And I think that having this when the game goes live or after a wipe for myself and my crew to use, especially as they add more features to the Reclaimer, is going to be, I could see myself living on this for like weeks when I'm not in the mood for combat. Yeah. Like, hey guys, let's go live on and bedlog on the Reclaimer. We're going to go to Pyro and we're just not going to come back till we've got 10 million in cargo on us, and then we're going to call in somebody in a combat ship to guard us, and we're going to head to a sell point. But the game's not there yet. Everyone knows it's alpha, but people wanted to see this. So this is the chillness of salvage. A lot of guys choose to do it solo because they make more money. It takes too long for me getting in and out of the seats, going up and down the stairs myself. I'd rather have my crew with me and make a little bit less. If you want to make it more entertaining, let's say you're not streaming and talking to people, you just want to make it entertaining, you can run a skeleton crew, and there's always something to do. And as engineering comes in, there'll be more to do. If there was 3 of us, I might be saying, hey look, Diamond, you scrape, Fallen, can you go check on that fuse we blew in that last fight down in engineering? Then somebody attacks us, maybe he has to run and jump on a gun while I'm maneuvering. Right now, if it was already the next stage of salvage, maybe I as the pilot would be over there floating through the ship looking for debris and loot, or if we had a 4th guy, that'd be his job. So you don't normally have to just sit here and do fuck all. Like, you can usually be active.
Yeah.
How we doing over there?
Okay, good. I think we'll have to pitch up in a second.
Pitch up?
Yeah.
I can do that. How's that?
There we go. Much better.
We're already almost done that part, and then we can munch the thing, and while we'll say while Diamond munches the ship, Fallen can go down and start with the boxes to free up space for what we munch from that. Now, what I was saying about, again, air quotes, the exploit, is that right now the mission we took pays us 250 grand to scrape this ship. So scrape the ship, munch the ship, all the money from that, plus the payout pays quite high. I don't think that particular part needs to be nerfed. What I think needs to be nerfed is that the mission spawns on a constant loop. So we could just do 10 back-to-back hammerheads and make millions. It makes no sense to lore the game why there would be 10 destroyed hammerheads all floating around Yella. It just doesn't make sense. So that's what I think they'll probably change, is it'll be one, it'll spawn more types of ships once the game's more fleshed out. They're testing it with hammerheads. Eventually it'll be go for the hammerhead, then go for the 890, then go for the Reclaimer. But I think they should spawn far less often.
That, and I mean, you know, the mission, the critical threat, how the pirates keep getting their hands on an Idris.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like I like money in the game, but I also like realism and immersion, and I think that it's just a bit much right now. And I'm gonna get comments of people being like, you know, shut your mouth. We like making money. Absolutely. But what's the point of all that money you're grinding out when the game's gonna wipe anyway? Just chill. When the game goes live, I will be fiending after money with the best of you.
Mm-hmm.
I hated mining in Elite. When they announced fleet carriers and said 5 billion was the starting cost for a fleet carrier. I went mining for 3 hours every Sunday with the crew. Didn't even like it, but you could make 600 million a week, so it was worth it.
Yeah.
My pink beverage brought to you by Pre-Workout. Picked up a ring light, so when it starts to get dark in here, you guys can still see my ugly mug. I'll put the light on because last night it was starting to get darker and darker. When the screen was lit up, you could see me, and then when it was like just empty space, I was just sitting there in the black. Now I can like turn on this light. That's just like the ring light going off. I think I can change the brightness of this thing too. Yeah, there we go.
Just make sure it's not bright enough to hurt your eyes after a while.
Yeah, I dimmed it right down. It's also still light out here. It's earlier for me than it is for you. And it's brighter in the game. Looks like the asteroids are moving and the sun's coming up.
Just saw the light move on the asteroids on cue. Yeah.
There's so many paints available for this ship in the games, like purple, green, whatever. I like this stock. Let's rotate to the other side. I like this stock military green and black on this ship, to be honest. If they ever come up with like a matte black or a concierge, I'm sure I'll get it. I also can't wait till they figure out that putting the names on the outside of ships and naming ships more. I know they were having issues because that tiny, tiny text that says Pale Moonlight is too small. What I would love is the ability to choose. For anybody who's watching this who played Elite, you'll remember that you could go on the website and you could buy packs of fonts. So you could buy fonts to choose what the name on the outside of the ship looked like.
Yeah.
I think they could make some really good money in this game. If they eventually stop selling ships, went to a subscription model, the game is at 1.0, they're doing constant features coming out, which is how I think they'll fund the game, is probably a subscriber. Cosmetics like this, if they had new font packs all the time, imagine like a limited run with some really cool graffiti artist, and they have that person upload their stuff into their system, and you can pay $25 to get a font pack from some famous graffiti artist. The size of this ship, I would love to make it look like I had gone out there with my crew and spray painted in giant like ink font Pale Moonlight. Like what I want to picture is, if you guys watch Firefly or Serenity, you know, at the end of Serenity they're repainting the ship and they've got a Nara out on the hull kind of painting in this beautiful script Serenity. It felt very personal. Looks like we're almost done. Or do we gotta switch sides soon, or how are we looking?
I got like a small chunk to do after this engine.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a bit left on the middle upper section.
All right.
We should be good switch.
We got plenty of time. It's not giving me the timer, but we got plenty of time.
Since we got 45 minutes left.
It's literally not showing for me. It just says scrape the Aegis Hammerhead in time. That's it.
I imagine that once they add the more capital-sized ships into the game, they'll end up being missions to scrape those.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 100%. And I don't think the Reclaimer will be able to munch those. There'll probably be a bigger salvage ship at some point.
I was thinking you've mentioned before that we'll probably get a bigger one just because of that.
It's just a guess, but I'm guessing we will, because it won't be able to melt something down that much bigger than itself. Its hopper's not big enough.
I'm thinking something like the Pioneer would probably be... A Reclaimer might be able to tackle that thing.
Well, the Reclaimer, like the Vulture, can scrape whatever it wants. we can go out there with max lift tractor beams and pull the guns and the parts off and the cargo off, whatever we want. So we could salvage whatever we want. But I don't think the reclaimer will be able to dissolve and munch something that much larger than itself.
Well, here's what we also have to think of is that when they introduce the Maelstrom engine, are they going to change how the dissolve mechanism works, or
Probably.
are they going to keep it the same?
I mean, I don't have the answer, but I'm guessing it's going to change. I mean, I think that the dissolving is probably a placeholder. I don't think the arm is. I don't think the grabbing arm is ever going to happen. I think they realized that was not a thing that they could do, and I'm fine with it. But I think probably how the ship breaks apart will have to change.
Yeah.
You could probably get some gameplay going with with one group of people and a reclaimer, another person in, like, say, an SRV.
I think that as either as an org like ours grows, or just the community of different groups that are all taught. Like, I look at Elite Dangerous, you had allies and stuff. There's no point because there's no political sphere in this game yet. But like eventually you're gonna have allies.
Yeah.
If I'm out in the Polaris, let's forget the Polaris. If I'm out in the Carrack with a crew of 5 and we're exploring the Atlas system, and at the back of the system we're scanning, and they're constantly adding new little wreckages and stuff to the game. Just Elite did it too on a smaller scale. I'd love to see the developers, once the game is live, just kind of dropping stuff in all the time. We pulse the system in our exploration ship and we find what looks like a downed Bengal. We get to the location, it's cracked in half, it's on a moon somewhere, we scan it. No one else has been there, no one else has found it. Land the ship. All right, turret, pilot, you're staying on the ship, keep an eye on the scanners. Everybody else get out in the Ursa. We're going to go investigate. I want you to get a hail out to Falling, who's out in the reclaimer right now, and tell him to head this way. Get you on the comms. You're just like, it's going to take me half an hour to get through the jump gates to get there. Just do it. We'll hold the location. We go through and find the cargo. We find the guns, the loot. We start pulling stuff off and stacking it. And then the reclaimer arrives. Now you start scraping it. We leave in the Carrack, or we send the Pisces from the Carrack while we're waiting for you to go get the Polaris, because the salvage rights to that Bengal is worth tens of millions of credits. We bring the Polaris in to hold down the location. People start hearing about it. Why is that Polaris heading that way? Battle breaks out. Very believable, very realistic. Should be awesome.
This side's clear.
This side's totally clear. All right, we're going to switch sides here.
And I'm thinking about it. Something like the Perseus will also be really good for that.
Oh yeah, Perseus and Polaris are both good for that for combat. It just depends on what you're expecting. That's all.
Yeah.
There is no one size fits all in this game.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if some ships are going to be good for
there you go.
surgical strike engagements, and if some of them will be good for basically just holding the line. Because I imagine some ships would, for example, the Cutlass Black. I don't see that thing lasting very well in a prolonged fight against other ships of its class. I'm thinking that some ships will be better with prolonged combat versus what other ones might be good at going in, doing a lot of damage and running.
You also have to look at what the kind of ship the Cutlass Black is. It's more of a multi-role ship, and I firmly believe that the more multi-role a ship is, the less it is good at any specific task. If you look at the Cutlass, it can run cargo, it can fight, it can, drop troops, it can do all of that. Is it really good at any of those, though?
The general phrase that's used or was used in Elite for, say, the Python, the Crate, the Anaconda was jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
So my Corsair can do a little bit of everything, but it doesn't excel, because even combat with all those guns, it doesn't excel at it because its shields and hull aren't good. So a multi-role ship like the Cutlass is actually massively maneuverable, but it doesn't have the firepower, the shields, or the hull armor of a dedicated fighter. An Inferno is going to shred a Cutlass every single time. You can fight me on that. I just don't see a world in which the Cutlass wins that fight ever. The Polaris is not as specialized as the Perseus. Perseus is actually more of a warship. The Polaris is a capital class corvette, yes, but it has med beds, cargo, vehicle bay. People like live on it. Like it's a border patrol militia vessel that lives out there for a long time. It's meant as a base of operations. So I would consider the Polaris likely to be a multi-role. Whereas the Perseus is a giant gun platform. It's the Ion on steroids.
Yeah, whenever I imagine the something of the Perseus, it's basically just it's not as much as a flying bunker as, say, the Idris is, but it's more of just, it's something to take the abuse of battle while something stronger comes in to arrive.
Exactly. Well, the Perseus is fast, too, for its size. Like, from my understanding, it's Carrack size, but it moves more like a Redeemer. Like, I'm not saying it is fast, but for a big ship, it's fast.
Or it could move like a Retaliator.
You know what? I'm not saying the Retaliator moves well, but for a ship that size, if it moves like a Retaliator, all the power to it. The Polaris is also fast and maneuverable for a capital ship. So compared to other capital ships, an Idris, yes, a Redeemer is going to fly circles around an Idris. It's also going to do nothing to it. A Polaris is going to fly circles around an Idris and be a threat to it. Because it can maintain range to fire those torps. And missiles. And turrets. Right. And fighter.
Yeah.
So 323, what you guys know about it? What are you most excited about from what you know about it?
You go first.
I want to say just UI. UI and looks like replication.
Okay. Replication layer.
The non-interrupted games of 30. Just being able to just play the game. If a 30k happens, 30k happened.
While we're talking, we just completed the mission. We got most of the hull scraped. I would say it's worth it now to switch to munching this thing. Falling, can you head down to the box room? Diamond, can you hop in the co-pilot seat?
Got
it. Okay, replication layer. Why replication layer? I mean, I have my reasons, but why are you excited about it?
Just, from what I understand about the replication layer, is the ability to come back from 30Ks on the same server. Or not the same server per se, but the same session.
Fall deploying.
What was that, Diamond?
View the fall deploying.
Oh, yeah, it's cool. Are we lined up well for it?
Should be.
Can you get closer?
See. There we go.
You've used this before, yeah?
I have.
Beautiful. I'm going to put this on third person so people can see what's happening. So we'll go back to Falling's thing in a second, but just people know the next stage of salvage. So phase 1, in the future, board the ship, take all its stuff, shield generators and guns and loot and cargo, and go search the thing. We're not doing that tonight because there's no point yet. 2, scrape the hull. We just did that, which also by extension completed the salvage mission. So we just got paid 250k divided by 3. Drop in the bucket when you're late game, early game. That's awesome. That's enough for everything you need for the next week as far as fuel and armor and weapons. Number 3, you break apart the ship and then dissolve those pieces, which is what's happening here. We're going to pull that into the ship's hoppers, and that's going to fill us up. And then Falling is down below decks, and he's going to start ejecting the boxes out, stacking them, and that's how we're going to go sell eventually. Okay, so replication layer, what's your understanding of that, Falling? The 30k protection, yeah.
And just, I think, I'm not much knowledgeable on the server side of things. It's mostly just the fact that there's going to be 30k protection, and that's what makes me the happiest.
So, I am not a developer, but from testing the replication layer, and how it ties into server meshing, is essentially a combination of features. The biggest ones I've seen is the literally meshing together of multiple servers in different areas. If they can pull this off, not only will every star system have separate servers, but every region will too. So you're at Microtech, you're running missions, that's its own server. And as you leave the atmosphere of Microtech out into space, you're entering a different server in empty space. Other games have done similar things to this, like instancing in Elite Dangerous, but nothing's physicalized in Elite, so it's just a ship moving between things with basically nicely disguised loading screens. In this game, if it's working properly, you will fly through the divider between the two servers seamlessly, and the system will take you and go, okay, you're here, you want to go here, here's all your stuff, here's your crew walking around, you're drinking water, you're reloading your gun, and now you're in this next server. Nothing has changed and you didn't see it. The problem with this is, of course, all the things that are going to go wrong. You're going to cross the server and disappear. You're going to cross the server and blow up. You're going to cross the server and freeze. Not being pessimistic, it's new technology. It's what's going to happen. But yes, very exciting for me because it'll make the game smoother. It'll help prevent crashes. It'll increase frame rates in places, or at least it should.
Ready to munch, by the way.
Well, we already munched. It's dissolved. You can start ejecting. We're going to move to the next site. Yeah, very, very exciting for that technology, for sure. Sharing the next mission.
Got it.
This is what I was saying on the stream about this being sort of a little silly, because there's now another hammerhead around the same moon that's going to go pay us another 250k. So we're going to make some good money. It's a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, so replication layer, and the new, you said the new visor system, the new HUD?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that might work. I think that'll play well, especially with the built-in compass.
Oh, God, yeah. We're going to learn more about that apparently at Inside Star Citizen on Thursday.
Diamond, your model was broken. I had the healing UI, but only on your arm. Even though I was holding a multiple.
I have yours on the leg too.
Very strange.
Okay, what about you, Diamond? What are you stoked for?
I mean, controversial, but cargo elevators, not really. Like, I mean, I like the vehicle part of it, but overall, just like, you know, I'm not stoked for it. I like that it's coming, but I'm not stoked for it. My biggest thing, I would say, is probably the distribution centers. I think we've been needing new missions, bigger ones. The bunkers have been here a while, and I think the distribution centers will be really nice. Just, I mean, you know, new locations you can explore without even having the mission, really.
Agreed, yeah. You're an FPS guy. It makes sense you'd be excited about new, potentially very large, very epic FPS missions. But also other types of missions will be there. Box and discovery and investigation and exploration and yeah, it'll be very cool. Anything else from that jumping out to you?
Now that I think about master modes master modes will be a really big one.
It will be a big one. I don't know if I would say that I'm excited for it, because I think it's going to just be a fundamental change to the way you fly your ships. It's not like it's adding something where I'm like, God, this has been missing. But yeah, for sure. There's a lot of new features that are tentative for 323, not committed yet. I think the ones. I agree
there where I'm not excited. Like, I'm not the most excited about it, but I'm interested to see how the rest of the player base adapts to it. Because we've been practicing with it in Arena Commander.
Yeah.
So.
I don't find it that dramatically different because I fly mostly bigger ships. I think it's more dramatically different for small ships.
Yes.
There are a lot of features like that. Cargo elevators, master modes, more physicalized cargo besides the elevators, distribution centers, things like that are going to be great quality of life additions. Should be very careful we don't punch this. Oh. Back up. All right, we're in position.
All right. I'm getting the last two boxes out now.
Yeah, and Diamond can start on his side, and then you can start on yours. Are you guys both below decks?
Yeah, we're both in the salvage processing.
Gotcha.
There's 33 SD left to get rid of.
Yeah, got a comment on, because we're pushing this on YouTube too. You guys saved me once when I was new not long ago. Inspiring to do the same for other players, which I love doing. Your video. I remember this guy.
Is that the guy we found where a constellation picked him up?
No, that was longer ago than that. Yeah, so I'm more excited for the stuff that is going to be immediately noticeable. I am massively excited for EVA Tier 2.
I didn't even think about that.
EVA movement in space, so for anybody who doesn't do a lot of stuff outside their ship, a lot of exploration, and you're just thinking EVA, there's EVA now, why do I care? EVA movement, one, if you're going through and exploring ships and wreckages and looking for stuff, that's going to be better. EVA missions. If you're not a mission person and you're just like, why do I care? All I do is PvP. Okay. You're flying in your fighter. You're approaching security post Korea. You have a crime stat. Missiles are coming in. Your flares aren't working. You have to eject. How long do you have to float from your fighter to Korea? And so close you get. Let's say 15 minutes because you didn't do it close enough. With the new EVA, you can use up some of the fuel in your jetpack and launch yourself towards the station. Go ballistic and then slow yourself down and get closer. It is legitimate sci-fi style EVA movement. It is going to make traversal in space. Another example, you're in combat, you get soft deathed. Right now, somebody soft deaths your ship, it's actually kind of a death sentence because the way EVA works, you start bumping into walls, you start stumbling around, you can't do much in EVA in your ship. It's very hard to escape your ship. With the new one, that's not the case.
So, speaking of EVA...
Speaking of EVA... Oh, what happened?
I was climbing the elevator and fell to the ship.
Okay, well, come on back in.
This is the fast way to get to habitation.
See if we can salvage a falling.
Oh, God.
You wouldn't get much out of me, I'm afraid. Though I can be a bit dense.
So yeah, EVA Tier 2, big one for me. I agree. HUD is a big one. I think it's going to be a big quality of life thing. Don't forget, we're getting the new map. That's probably the biggest feature. The new map, like search features and a functioning map in this game. It's a bigger deal than people are realizing. Yeah, distribution centers are cool. I look forward to them. I also anticipate bugs.
Oh yeah,
I think
bugs is going to be terrible.
I think some new ships are going to come in. I don't know if they'll wait till Invictus for them, or if they'll put them out with 323. You know, that depends when it comes out. 323. They told us originally they were aiming for April. They're also notorious for not hitting those guesses. But I mean, let's say it comes out mid-May. Invictus is late May. It's typically like the 30th ish. So new ships maybe, EVA, new map, new HUD. New looting system, new purchasing system, cargo elevators. You guys are forgetting personal hangars. I mean, that not everyone cares about that. For me, I love the idea of a personal space in the game. Not only because I love the idea of a space that I can customize, because in the future at some point they're also going to let us buy cosmetics, right? Think GTA Online. Paints for the walls, unique flooring, fish tanks, I'm making these up, but like shooting ranges, mannequins to display rare armor, weapons racks. I love the idea of that. As somebody who loots a lot and plays a lot, a space to display that. But forget that for a second. Yeah. Late game, every game like this has always had a problem. Not enough stuff to spend your money on. I played Elite Dangerous for like 6 or 7 years. Closer to 6 years. By the time I was done, I had 4 of every ship, a capital ship, 43 star systems, and 120 billion credits left over. My fleet carrier in Elite Dangerous charges me $35 million a week in upkeep. I haven't played in over a year. I checked recently. If I don't play for 6 or 7 more years of it charging me $35 million a week, I will never run out of money. We need more stuff to spend our money on. So in this game, if they go, hey, cosmetics for your hangar, more hangars. Buy a hangar in every system. Habs at cities. Buy a hab at any city you like. It means that first you're saving up for the medium ship, then you're saving up for the large, then you're saving up for the next large, then you're saving up for the capital, then the next capital. Now maybe you want to buy a hab to build on the ground, so you need a base building ship. That's a year of gameplay, or more, right there. Now what do you do with your money? You have all the stuff you want. All right, start saving up for a penthouse at Area 18.
Yeah.
In a lot of single-player games, like Starfield, I never bothered buying one because what does it matter? It's a single-player game. I don't care. In a multiplayer game, just think as an experienced person in the game, the ability to say, you know, hey guys, I know you're new. Meet me at Microtech. Where? Oh, Residential Tower 3, Hab 14. Come on in. I'll have some stuff ready for you. There's something cool about that. I don't know. I'm excited for those big changes.
I think that leads in pretty well to base building and questions and how they're going to do that, because I know none of us really know. But
We don't.
Base building is a big question on how it's going to be done, just based off of base building itself, because it has to be persistent.
Yeah.
In
every server.
Only 100 systems. Yeah, I mean.
Well, let's say the game starts with 5. I mean, they don't need all 100 systems when the game goes live. Let's say it starts with 5.
True.
You're right. No Man's Sky, there's base building, but it's also almost limitless planets and systems in that game that are procedurally generated. In this one, I don't know how it's going to work. If 100 people, 100, go to Microtech on day 1, and let's say it gives you a radius like No Man's Sky did, so you can only build a base can't be within 10 kilometers. Let's say it's less. Let's say it's within 1 kilometer. That means that 100 kilometers will be taken up almost immediately if 100 people go do it. Yeah. Now, granted, it's a whole planet. Maybe Microtech can actually fit 1,000 bases. I'm making this up, but let's say it can. Then what happens? Or is it based on the server you're in? So can 2 bases be in the same server in the same place? But then what if those 2 people end up in the same server? Like, I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know if they know how they're going to do it. I know they sold something called a Land Clan beacon way back in the day. Maybe they intend to make it that it's very limited. Because planets are big. I mean, really, if they're let's make up a number. You can build within 1 kilometer of each other, or you can't be within 1 kilometer of each other. Microtech is a big planet. You could build a lot of bases just on Microtech. Then you have the moons. Then you have other systems. Pyro 5 is pretty big. I mean, if they choose to go that route, what happens if in the future all of it is used up? Well, then it creates a player economy. Sell your property on Pyro 5 for 100 million credits. They could go that route. Those of us who get in early in alpha,
I mean, I see that,
can lock in land claims, and then we have a leg up.
I see the land claim part. But what I also think is that I wouldn't do it like No Man's Sky or, some of the other base building games. Instead, I would do it in a way where the base is, I mean, I assume it would be destructible, but the land claim itself isn't permanent. If your base is destroyed, and let's say captured by an enemy org, then the enemy org now can build on that claim. That's what I would think is the best way, because no matter what, it's going to be limited. So, I mean, I can see big orgs holding down large land claims. What better way than just to fight for them?
And I think that in the future, that'll be a really fun thing to do, because in Elite, you had to fight to hold your star systems. So fighting to hold a destructible base would be very cool. In the beginning of bases, we are no longer... So speaking of our org in the game now for a moment, and half the viewers won't care about this, but we're no longer a military org. Owning 40, 50, 60 star systems to control that space and keep it safe from outside forces holds no interest for me at the moment. I like the idea of finding an asteroid or a small moon in the middle of nowhere with the Carrack with a base building module installed and putting down in a cave that we happen to find some genolite, some rare resources are spawning. All right, we're going to put down a hut with food, water, and a bed that we can log out in. We're going to save up the materials to create I don't know, I'm making all this up, a vehicle spawn point and a system for funneling the minables to the surface. And that's our little hidden base. And then once a week, it's like, hey, I need 3 guys to hop in a small ship that runs at stealth and go check on our minables, without anybody seeing them. It's in X system on Y planet. That's what I see bases being good for in the beginning, resource creation. Or even just being able to put down a hab in a forest somewhere so that you can bed log from a fighter. People who fly a lot of fighters, it's really annoying to go back to stations. What if they could make ones that are temporary? So you can put it down, but when you leave, you got to take it up again. A campsite. Oh my god, a campsite module would be so cool.
Yeah.
It takes up X amount of space in your ship, but you can put it in your local inventory. You take it out, you put it down, you roll it to sleeping bag, and you can go to sleep somewhere outside your fighter. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, they did.
Maybe they can. Go ahead.
They did an updated lore article. It just came out on the Vanduul territories.
Yeah, I was gonna read that, but I'm doing this in a minute.
Oh yeah, no, of course. Anybody who doesn't play this game a lot, if you're ever looking for news on the game, I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there. I don't stream as much as some of them. This isn't like a watch me and not them comment. If you would prefer to just be able to read it at your own pace but not miss anything, there's a link to our Discord server in the description and all that. We have a tracker set up that basically pulls all new updates that are officially from CIG from their website and Spectrum and just posts it. So instead of reading speculation or wondering, or you want to hear lore or whatever, so they just posted one an hour ago, 10 minutes ago, whatever it was, and it was just an update on the lore of the Vanduul territories. I find that stuff really interesting, and knowing that it actually was a post from CIG, you don't have to join our group or anything to just jump into our Discord and make use of the tool.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to the whole Vanduul territory thing, eventually SC should be giving you the option to basically explore to those areas, to the borders of those areas.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where I expect to find a bunch of broken hammerheads.
Yeah.
That's the place where I expect missions like this to be around the clock.
EVE Online was really good for that kind of thing. Very different kind of space game, but when you entered the filament space, it was extremely dangerous. It was high risk, high reward for finding rare things. I would love it if they read it out. Yeah, like the Thargoids in Elite. So imagine they show, this is Vanduul territory. Enter here at your own risk. But there's a high chance of finding rare stuff on those planets, but you might be attacked, like the Thargoids in Elite. Then in the future, when the game is live, what kind of content does that give them? They could say, okay, the Vanduul have pushed their territory out. They are now entering the Nyx system. We need all powers to come engage. Elite did that with the Thargoids. And for years, it was entertaining. My gripe with Elite and FDev is that for the past 4 or 5 years, all they have done, Thargoid, because they're floundering. I used to love that game. Come at me if you want to in the comments. I think they've let it go. I'm really disappointed. I loved that game. I'm all in on Star Citizen now because at least they're trying to do new stuff. But the early days of the Thargoid War was very exciting, very interesting, and if they could do that with the Vanduul as long as they don't overdo it like they did with the Thargoids. It shouldn't be the only new content in the game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even the new ships they added weren't like new ships themselves. They were new variants of.
They're not even in yet. Like,
then, yeah.
This is not an Elite Dangerous stream. Maybe I'll do that at some point. But like the short takeaway is the guys who played are disappointed because no new content, a lot of overpromising, a lot of under-delivering, a lot of repetitive stuff. And finally, after multiple years, they go, hey guys, new ships are coming. And it's like, so far, only one confirmed variant of a Python. I mean, I know Star Citizen's alpha. I know it has been for a while. But in almost the whole time that Star Citizen's been an alpha, there's been very little new content from Elite. I know there's been some. Odyssey came out, it was broken, whatever. But maybe what I'll do when the next patch comes out is, I haven't played Elite in a long time. I forget the controls at this point. Like, my PvP skill is gone. But maybe I'll log in, do a flight around, go over some of the news. Anyway, salvage is almost done on this side. Let me know when I should switch.
I
gotta switch. Falling, you missed quite a few spots over here.
What on my end, it look like they're done. I'm gonna chalk that up to the game being weird.
Totally the game. Big girl.
I'm kind of hopeful in the game that when it comes to the whole armor system, that more armor equals more like salvage to scrape.
There you go. Oh yeah, 100% it should.
You get more utility by punching through it.
Yeah, absolutely it should. It's a big ship.
Well, I can imagine in the future doing the disintegration on a ship, and then you see a lone Pico flying in space. That didn't get disintegrated. Like, could you imagine fracturing a ship, and then all of the stuff that was inside, and the small stuff just gets scattered?
I am interested in the future of salvage for sure. I find it more engaging than mining.
Yeah.
This is not to disparage miners. I think that the gameplay some people mind because it's chill. That's just gameplay chill. That's what they want to do. So all the power to you. As a guy who likes to play immersively and enjoys kind of the lore and the role play of the game, there's something romantic about getting in this little ship, like the Kraken commercial. Getting a little ship, you're in the middle of nowhere. In gaming terms, making 20 to 30K in an hour feels like nothing. You're never going to afford an 8-night jump that way. But in immersive lore terms, you can go out and make 30 grand in an hour mining. Are you ever going to afford a Kraken that way? No. Are you never going to have to worry about food, water, accommodations, hangar fees, fuel? You're set for life. So, different ways of looking at the game. For me, that's salvage. Salvage for me is like when I want to go out and do that kind of immersive industrial lifestyle. Because if I want millions fast, I'm just going to do combat beacons. I know criticals are broken right now, but if you stack criticals, if you just go out in an Inferno and just do critical beacons back to back, you can make 300 grand every 15 minutes. Like, it's pretty crazy how much money you can make doing that, but it's not easy and it's not chill.
Yeah.
But critical threat beacons should never be a chill type of thing.
No, they're supposed to require multiple people. They're supposed to be hard.
Though I think in the future some more variety would be nice, and it does bring back the whole question of how do the Nine Tails have so many Idrises?
Well, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff to figure out about lore and whatever, and they have to balance it between making it lore accurate and making it fun.
Yeah,
and I don't envy them that.
I think once more ships in the capitals and sub-capital range, more combat ones end up being released, it might help break the pressure of dealing with the whole how the Nine Tails have so many Idrises when the whole Arlington quest chain is that they're trying to steal an Idris.
Fair.
I think
the introduction of new factions will help out.
Yeah. You could have a faction for one hostile bandit group, and their critical threat beacons are different ships compared to, say, Nine Tails.
Well, yeah, I mean, you see that different ships, different paints. I mean, based on the system, maybe I would assume it's going to be somewhat like Elite, where different systems had different ships and amenities, so that maybe the pirates in that particular system would also fly different ships.
There's a lot of ships available in this game and a lot of systems that will be eventually available. I think the biggest thing is going to be variety is key, for sure. Variety is very important, like you're saying, and for immersion purposes. But also, they have to find ways to make it lore accurate. Like, not because I'm pretty much done with Elite, but what Elite did well was those missions. Looks like we just completed the mission, yeah? So now we can launch this thing. Following you want to head down below decks. Diamond, please get in the co-pilot seat. So one of the big things in Elite was you go to a system and it was at war. So you go to the station and they say, please fight for us. We'll give you a mission to kill 20 enemy ships and we'll give you X million dollars. You go drop in and there's a variety of ships that, depending who you're fighting, if they're Federal or Imperial or Alliance or whatever, the ships that they're using are predominantly from that. They might mix and match a little bit. And then while you're in there, you're also picking a side and being paid for each kill. And you're getting paid if the war zone is completed in your favor. And you're getting bonuses if, say, it's a high-level war zone and they give you submissions. Like, while you're fighting this mission, don't forget to kill the captain. So if they manage to add conflict zones in war, plus missions, plus diverse ships in this game, with the whole gameplay of ship interiors, where if you beat the war zone, you can call your buddy in the reclaimer and board the ships and go find the most diverse assortment of loot you've ever found. Plus, why would the enemy Perseus have cargo on board? Probably not. But would he have cargo of ship stores, ammunition, food, water, medical supplies? Is there a cyclone in the bay that you can take? It's good. Like, it would be the conflict zones from Elite, but on steroids. And I'm very, very hopeful for that kind of gameplay. How are we looking on the hoppers?
From my view, we've got 6 left, so they're emptying now.
Yeah, I'm currently working through the RMC we have first, and I'll if you guys are all clear for construction, or you can scrape now, or do the.
He's started the process.
We're disintegrating.
I'm just gonna drink some water here, and then we'll probably end up going and selling this after this, because you can't carry that much.
It's going to turn to Tetris very soon.
Yeah, they really need to work on that. The cargo being fixed, we talked about. The cargo walls and doors, the grid. The reclaimer's just not done. But it's a start for sure. All right.
Most of the ship's disintegrated. The head of the hammerhead is to our right, though.
I see it. Let's rotate this a little bit.
After we sell, do you want to switch out and you want to do some of the scraping?
Or we could switch to something else.
Yeah.
Well, we've been doing salvage for an hour. We're gonna make a couple million each. Could switch to something else too.
Yeah.
So I don't mind salvaging and swapping seats and going out and doing it, but it needs more fuel, a bigger cargo grid, and be working properly to pull that off, because then you could stay out for a weekend in Pyro salvaging.
Could go exploring.
That we could also actually do the ERTs now.
We could. I immensely look forward to salvaging when the ship is fully fleshed out in the future. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to pay really well staying out. As it stands at the moment, the ship fills up very quickly. And so if I go back to the station, I typically store the ship and do something else, because I don't really want to come back out here. We should be a straight shot to Grimhex, but I'm not seeing the marker. Oh,
now I think about it, if they can get the back door to open, wouldn't this reclaimer do very well accompanied by one of the whole series of ships?
Oh yeah, if they buffed the fuel, the back door opened, etc., the grid worked, you go out and you salvage a big ship, and mid salvage the hull C shows up, and you start transferring the boxes over. That'd be a massive operation.
Big lag spike.
You guys start moving?
Yeah.
Yeah, you knocked me on my butt. I was holding the one of the 16 SU crates.
You alright?
I'm fine now, which is a surprise.
Yeah, while you were moving them, we just were heading back to sell. Once we get into Armistice, your tractor won't work, and I'll have to come down and do it. How close to done are you?
Still We've got 140 SU to get through.
Okay.
Yeah.
We also can't land anyway. I can see that there is a reclaimer sitting in the hangar. So I'm going to stop right here and do your thing.
Yeah, I was thinking that the whole series of ships would do very well with the accompanying reclaimer, especially if it's a bigger ship, like, say, just for comparison's sake, the bunker that is the Idris. I think we have tons of material to give.
100%.
Well, I mean, that goes back to the question of how are they going to change it? Like, are they going to add a new ship, or are they going to change salvage? Because right now, like, the reclaimer fills up on a hammerhead. It can't even fit another reclaimer, which makes sense. How is it going to fit an Idris? Like, are you going to have to do multiple runs, or are you going to have to...
You need to stack the boxes. They need to update it so you can stack the boxes, and then I'll solve it. Is it just too bright, or am I actually not seeing... There it is. The jump point... I want to come help you with the boxes. I don't want to leave us unattended at Grimhex. So I'm going to jump us partway to Daymar, and then we'll go down and help you. And then we'll jump back and sell.
Alright, works for me.
Middle of nowhere. I'm going to lock us back.
Good and bad place to be.
I'm going to lock us back onto Grim and then come down and help you guys.
It's a shame some of the engineering screens aren't working, because they'd be nice to have, just ambience-wise.
But 323, engineering is making it into experimental modes in Arena Commander. So it's moving fast.
True. I was passing by the to the elevator to get out of the flight deck area, and I just noticed like the screens you see in front of the munching room, and they're never active, even if you use an engineering terminal. So having those things on with readings would help give a brief glance, like a small showcase of what's going on to anyone who happens to be in that area. So instead of going all the way to, say, the power plant, you can turn around and go to the screens and get a rough estimate of what's happening.
Yeah, and that's what they're designed for. If you look at the Corsair on a smaller scale, the screens over the galley are supposed to work. So you're back there drinking your food and water on the trip, something comes under fire, you're supposed to look up and know what's going on. 100% they should be working. They're just not set up yet because crew gameplay is not set up yet, so they just haven't bothered activating them.
True, and there's no, what's it called? Actually, you know what they could put there? Galactopedia.
I guess, like, some ships it is partially set up, like the engineering terminals in the Hammerhead do stuff. They don't engineer, but they let you, like, modulate shields and stuff. But that'd be a big part of crew gameplay in the future, is, like, the Carrack, for instance, it's a big deal, I think, to be able to have somebody handling comms, somebody handling scanning, somebody flying the ship, somebody on guns, being able to be like, you know, we arrive through a jump gate and there's something red and I lock on. It's just like, there's a Polaris out there, Diamond, open a channel. What's going on, guys? We have a problem? You know, oh, you're a Carrack, we're a Polaris, you're screwed. Just like, hold that thought. And then the Idris comes through the jump gate behind us. Look at this. Look at all this money.
Not OSHA certified.
No.
I'm just wishing that the maybe they can make one of the screens an option. They just put the Galactopedia articles they put up, like the lore entries, and you can read them there.
Galnet did that in Elite. So for anybody watching who is interested in salvage, the grid in this ship doesn't work properly yet, so you can only stack one box high here. Down below in the salvage hold, the grid doesn't work at all. The only way to get it down there is to drop it down a hole and pray that it works. And the boxes don't fit in the elevator, nor is there a grid to get them down to the cargo hold. So the ship is old, and it was put in the game before salvage was even added. So it needs a whole pass to work properly. It needs an exterior pass so that the docking ring works. It needs a fuel. It needs a pass on everything. So if you're seeing the stacking of these boxes and thinking, what the hell is going on? That's what's going on, is that it's just not fully fleshed out.
I love the image of just like the big terminal spitting out of one SCU box. All that space, all that power to generate scrap, and it's the smallest box.
I'm a little worried about the 3-ton box sitting over my head right now.
How are we looking on stuff in the hopper? Should I head back up to the bridge, or?
Yeah,
we have like one SCU. Yeah,
right.
There's like not even half a SCU left.
All right, I figured you guys had it, but I wanted to just come down and show people what was going on. So, 323 is currently in Ivacati. With the way it's moving along, my hope is that it moves into Wave 1 or Wave 2 beginning of April. I really hope that we get live 323 beginning of May before Invictus. I don't have those dates in front of me. Nobody's telling me that, but that's my hope from past experience with patches. I think it'll be a slower cycle because there's so many features in it, but we really need this patch. The game's been quiet. A lot of people aren't playing it right now because they're anticipating this patch because it changes so many things. I think it's going to do what 3.18 did. Well, 3.18 was broken, but when it came out with persistence, it brought a lot of people back to the game at first. And then they couldn't log in.
I'm gonna hop on the top turret.
Beautiful. How's the server looking now?
We're
13 people.
We're running at close to 30 FPS.
Yeah, 13 people. I think we're okay.
I'm currently at the reactor.
Beautiful.
Want to go look at it? Apparently, the Aegis reactors, at least, can rise up. Like, it's a function they have, but I've never seen a ship actually do it.
My mapping changed because the moon's orbiting. I gotta remap here.
Yep, monitoring power plant. Or, I don't know why it's called a power plant in this thing when it's very clearly a reactor.
I don't know, because they don't want to change it on a per ship basis.
Which is understandable. I mean, when you think the way I see it, every ship above constant, well, maybe Carrick size is going to need something with the power of a reactor to keep the thing going.
Fair.
Because the power plants on the smaller ships, they're incredibly powerful for the size, and especially for stuff like the ion. Because keeping the gun powered alone would be quite a toll. Plus, not even mentioning the rest of the ship.
Fair.
Excuse me. So the power plants the size they are, they manage to get it going pretty well. But I like the fact that with the Reclaimer, the reactor is giant.
I remember having a conversation about, like, when you get to ships, I mean, I don't know what size, like Carrick size and above, the detonation on those things is going to be massive. Like, the reactor explosion on a Reclaimer would flatten a small city. Like,
if you destroy the reactor, the power plant. But the cool thing with the Maelstrom engine is going to be less ships should blow up. Like right now, if I bump this thing into an asteroid and we blow off an engine, we explode and we detonate. That won't happen in the future. You'll knock off an engine, it might be stranded, but I'm very much looking forward to physicalized damage because it should be very hard, especially for a warship, to have its power plant, its reactor destroyed. It should be shielded in the center of the ship. Like, you watch things or read things like The Expanse. It's a concern. You know, they're having railgun rounds fired at them, and someone's just like, you know, I really hope that we aren't unlucky and one of those rounds doesn't hit the reactor because we're screwed. But it never happens. It's just, it would be like a 1 in a million shot.
I do remember also talking about, like, the possibility of missions, like, they're taking in a suicide, ship.
What?
Like like you say, like pirates have taken, you know, like when they get rid of armistice zones and being able, like, I assume there's some, like, you know, safety lock, but say for player bases like that, you know, you take in a Reclaimer and self-detonate it, maybe right over the base, flatten the base. Like,
so I love the idea of physicalized stuff doing that, but then it shows you you could see how that could be abused. People flying over Area 18 and doing it, you know? So...
Well, that's what I'm saying for cities. Like, I think we talked about it before about, you know, maybe they're, lore-wise, it's the manufacturer installs things that right over
lock off.
Big cities.
Yeah. ATC has control of those systems in your ship. Alright, we're on approach. It says we can land. It's also showing me a Reclaimer, like, right there. I'm hoping that it's not wrong because there's only one pad here that's big enough.
I wonder if they ever had a job thing where you could actually play as ATC.
I think that sounds immensely boring. I mean, whatever you're into, but like, do you really want to log in and roleplay ATC for a night?
It sounds like something you would see in one of those GTA roleplay videos.
Yeah, the guy who goes around pretending he's a cop. Yeah.
Oh, that can only go poorly, and I can see how this could be abused.
I just mean, like, do you want to go sit in a room and assign slots and, like, to each their own. That to me sounds like the most painful kind of roleplay I can think of.
Now I think about it, when it comes to well, back to the Vandal border things, I wonder how it would go. God, how would salvaging a bigger Vandal ship even go?
We don't know. But I'm assuming we're going to need a bigger salvage ship.
There's always a bigger ship. I'm really hoping that old art of the, I think it was the Retribution? I'm hoping that becomes an explorable area in the future. But just as a relic to see just how big ships in this game could get. Not
the
flyable,
Retribution,
but
you gotta understand, lore-wise, there's only one of them.
2, I think.
Maybe 2?
I thought it was only the one named that. Maybe I'm wrong.
I thought
yeah,
we're down.
The Retribution was made to kill the King ship. And
I think it was Retribution class.
One of those.
I'll have to look it up. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, I think there's a Galactopedia post on it, I think.
I think I read it. I felt like it was only one, but I might be wrong.
Let's see if this is working.
Yeah, we'll get off your ship so this sign can work.
Well, I'm trying the elevator because it was working last time I got in. It looks like it's broken again today. This elevator usually works to get in and out, folks, but it's been broken on and off for a while here. And it looks to me like it might be...
Want us to hold the elevator?
Yeah, please. Yeah, it's broken again. Oh well. That should have opened and led me out of the ship for those who are watching.
One thing to bear in mind when it comes to any salvage operation is bring tons of crews.
Yeah. For now, in your backpack, once you can't fly a ship with a backpack on, keep in mind this ship also has a kitchen, a galley. Once food processors and stuff actually work, there is a full kitchen on this ship. So if you're out for a long salvage trip, you should be able to just process and manufacture enough food from the stores you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like galley, food processors, microwave, stores, food, water. I don't see it. Is there a tap here? Drinking water, right there. Doesn't do anything yet, but yeah. All right, out we go.
All right, we're on the floor.
Yeah, that happens. This one's probably closer, it looks like.
Send the elevator back up in case no one decides to run here and go, oh, free reclaimer.
Yes, last person off should always do that. 100%.
I think the only ship I currently have here is the Retaliator, so if we're not doing salvage after this, I'll have to jump on one of your ships.
I flew over in the Inferno.
Same here.
Just call, or just call something small.
Yeah, I might have a something small I can deliver. The benefits for having way too many ships over the past patch.
Hmm. Yeah, until they wipe those.
That's what we want to do now.
Plenty. What's that?
It also depends what we want to do now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check the cargo terminal. That should sort you out.
All right, calculator. We have 764,000
Try the vehicle terminal.
plus 366,000
Try the vehicle terminal.
plus 1.9 million plus,
You're looking for the cargo
okay,
terminal.
ignore that, that's
It's over
5,000.
there.
That's not even fuel costs.
Yeah.
25 plus 50,000. A lot of loose boxes. This is what happens when you do loose boxes, folks. You gotta sell each one individually. Plus
The vehicle terminal should handle that.
35. 22. 91. Just call that 100. 3.380 plus the mission payouts. Divide that by 3. Got 1.1-ish each. And trader. So, if you go with 3 people, sorry, if you go with 1 person, you can make more money, but in a longer period of time. You can sell the stuff. You can do the mission that you just kind of strip the ships for the 250k. It's doable, 100%. But 3 guys, which makes it a lot more chill, not even moving that fast, and coming back in after 2 ships, just made 1.1 each plus 250,000, 500,000 divided by 3, plus another 166,000 in missions. So 1.2 million each for an hour. Not bad.
Welcome to the AUEC vehicle retrieval system.
Nothing to scoff at.
Nothing at all. I mean, for the guys who want to min-max, for the guys who are like, I want a capital ship, that's not enough money, I need millions. It might not be the game for you. Because, I mean, it's not fast like that. There's exploits that can make it fast, but it's not typically fast like that.
And I can say, like, from experience, I own, you know, like I hear a lot of people, you know, I was one of them, I'm guilty of it, but saying, like, you know, I want the 890. Well, I bought it. I mean, it's a cool ship, of course, but a lot of the really big ships don't have much use or much use solo. They're like, it's not fun, I would say. And I think you get the fun out of the game from, personally for me, spending time with a group, running missions, you know,
Agreed.
doing stuff together. I mean, having the biggest ship is more of a flex than...
Well, having anything Origin related is basically just a flex. Because those things are only built for just exploration, really.
That's true.
Because while the Origin ships are good, there's other ships in those classes that can do better.
Yeah.
For the folks watching the stream, I'm taking a very quick bio break here. I'm just going to switch to a different graphic and mute audio and such, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. I'm pretty sure that did it. If I'm wrong, people can still hear us. Be right back. And we are back. Test 1, 2 on the audio.
Oh boy, someone did try to land a reclaimer here on the pads. I'll just take a peek around, see what going on over there.
Fair enough. All right. Let's see what else we can get up to.
To the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
I got about a half hour more.
Yeah, I'll probably start another half hour as well. And we'll call it for tonight.
Vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
Yeah, landing pads I hear are an absolute mess.
Which is weird because the server's mostly empty.
Yeah, because we have 3 Hornets and a tilted reclaimer. It's almost 45 degrees.
Ooh, big leg spike. Frames just plummeted for a second. They're just going to stop moving until they catch up.
It's weird.
Anybody else having that?
No?
Weird.
Our FPS and everything else is doing fine, so I think it might be client side.
Or it's just my end. I'm just checking to see. No, my frames just plummeted for a second there and then came back to normal. Like my personal dropped to like 2 and then just shot up again.
I guess that's what happens when you play an unoptimized game.
Fair enough.
And stream at the same time. I'm sure it'll balance out.
Sure hope so. Hope they don't keep beefing it so everyone has to buy the world's best PC just to play it.
Yeah, that'd be annoying. I imagine the whole clouds and lighting rework is gonna tank people's PCs if they decide to use them.
I mean, I think they'll probably do something like, you know, graphics mode so that it depends.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I can see him doing that definitely.
Because I mean, I would think they would understand that while they want to create a really cool game, they also want to make sure most people can play it. So.
Huh, I didn't know there was a leaking water pipe over here.
And here we go. Alright, what do we got for little quick missions around here?
Huh?
I don't see any beacons. Bounty Hunter. HRT, MRT, question RT. Cave missions are not currently working.
I got a repel raid on Orson.
Eh.
Multiple raids.
Half those aren't working though because if any of them involve an LT, you can't complete the mission because the first platform LT won't spawn, so there's no point going to the second
True. I
platform.
also have low ones though, so.
How about this?
Oh.
Group ERT?
Yep. I'm pulling a retaliator.
Let's do
Just 'cause it's
them.
a-
Let's do them as a group. Diamond, I'm heading for Alton on Daymar.
Alton.
I'm gonna be a second to get into the air.
The tally might be overkill for this.
It's not a ship
I don't
I have
even
plane
see
for
the-
it's combat ready.
Fair enough.
You can see the one on Daymar. You want to go together?
I'm already en route. Oh, he's at Kovalex. Oh, that's the first time I've seen him spawn at Kovalex. That's cool.
The shipping hub?
Yeah. I see more guys tuning in. Thanks for hopping in, people. Feel free to jump in chat and say stuff. I know I haven't streamed in a few months, so my regular viewers from Elite are probably just finding their way in. But Yeah, come hang
You're
out.
jump in and go, this ain't elite.
This sure ain't. Got into my settings and almost got myself blown up there. I'm trying lag pips for the first time on this particular ship. Usually I use them on little fighters. Oh, it works way better on this thing. Beautiful. I'm used to using it on the Lightning.
Alright, where should I head to?
I'd wait for the next one because we're going to clear out this one at Gundo before you even get clear of the hangar.
Yeah.
Alright.
Gladiator's tankier than I thought.
Going for the guy behind you.
For everybody watching the stream, this is my first time trying this kind of pips on this ship, so forgive the lower flight skill than usual, but I gotta try to move my reticle differently. Should do a whole video on the difference between lag pips and lead pips, because usually I use lag on Lightning, Hornet, Gladius, but I'm really enjoying it on this. Alright, number 1, done. Number 2, let's go to... We can see the one of where falling is if we could just... If my map would let me jump there.
Yeah, I can't lock on either.
Like, yeah, I gotta do it from the map. I cannot wait till we get the new map in the game.
Yeah.
Falling is over there. Set route. What's everyone in chat doing tonight? Give me something here. I'm gonna start calling you all lurkers. I'll become a big time celebrity and I'll call my fans the lurkers.
Odison's been in chat, or yeah, Odison. Ah, now I can't speak tonight. Odison has been in chat.
In where in chat?
Twitch.
Has he?
Yeah.
Why am I not seeing any live chat right now? Wonder if I'm just not filtering properly. Alerts, feed. No, I've got full alerts up. I'm not seeing any chat at all. Am I missing some chat, Odinson?
Yeah, he's in quite a few
I'm
actually.
gonna fix this right now. Let me find out what's going on here.
I've trialed target location.
I'm gonna figure this out before I jump anywhere. View, scene list mode. I'm newer at Twitch than other things, so just give me a second here. There's got to be a way to add the Twitch interface here. Where is it? Docs, chat. I reset it. There we go. Odinson, now I can see you talking.
Alright, I'm holding 30 kilometers out, waiting you guys.
So it looks like when you're using OBS, you need to remove and re-add the chat before you start each stream. It just hadn't reset. Wasn't trying to ignore you there, buddy. I appreciate it. And you subbed. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I definitely would have called that out sooner. So when I streamed on Twitch for Elite, I streamed directly from the... because I played Elite on console. So I streamed from the Elite app on console. It was very, very different controls. I've never used OBS before. I'm having issues jumping to where falling is. I'm just going to... God. I've said this 6 times tonight. We need the new map so badly. Like...
Let's add that to the list of things we're excited for.
I can't jump to you guys. I'm trying to jump to Target, Moon, you guys, everything. It's just not letting me. Streamlabs has multi-stream to hold your chat. Yeah, I might try to get it at some point. OBS was free, quick to download, and just kind of the first one that I tried. But I will definitely... I'll try others at some point. Keep in mind, I'm not doing this full time, but I was a little bit surprised that when I switched from Elite to this and did my first stream back, that it was like 50 followers in a night. Like I was pleasantly surprised by the response, so I might have to put some more effort into it. I cannot jump to you guys. I can't do it from the map, and it keeps resetting my jump point from here. Try one more time, and then I'll just tell you guys are going without me.
Go in orbit of Yela, and then try it then. It could be that the distance is causing it to screw up.
Yeah, no, I am in orbit of Yella. It's just giving me trouble. I'm gonna try locking on to just one of you guys again from the map, but anybody watching this who's kind of not used to Star Citizen, this is a recurring issue. The map sucks in this game, but there's a new one coming out in the next patch that we're all extremely excited for. I have arrived.
Down, I got eyes on the A2. You can break from it.
Copy. Oh, my shields are charged.
All right, taking out the A2 once I get within closer range.
I've got little fighters on me. Hold on.
Open boulder. All right, firing on A2. 3, 2, 1. Torpedo out.
My goal is to kill this thing before your torpedoes can get to it.
You probably will. Oh, I think my torpedo just lost its lock because they pop flares. Yep, it's going off in the abyss.
Oh, we have 400 eyes. This tanky.
Ooh, lag pips is a lot more squirrely.
Second torpedo up.
Switching to lead again for a second, just to complete the mission. I gotta get some practice with lag pips.
Oh, are we getting private lobbies in 3.23?
For Arena
Commander?
Commander, yep. Target's down.
I think my missile hit it after it died.
Okay, I'm not gonna hit this thing with this, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this.
Yeah, and I can't hurt Scorpius.
Oh!
What
Fighters do not do well against size 3 missiles.
No, no.
Odinson, I have my own server right now. It's pretty nice. Like you logged in and you're alone? Like a server of one?
That'd be funny. Could you imagine
Wow.
how well the server would run?
That's impressive, dude. I've never had that before. The Ion is impressive in a lot of ways. I prefer the Inferno just from personal practice, but I'm not saying one's better than the other at all.
So, I can actually attest to that because I used the Ion before I used the Inferno and I loved it. However, I think just for right now, I find the Inferno is a lot better because of like, you know, I mean, it's got limited ammo, but usually you can kill you can get through your a mission or two before having to restock.
The
And it
Inferno
kills things
seems to
quick.
kill things much faster at the moment.
Yes.
But it will change in the future, especially when ammo becomes more expensive. Because ballistic ammo is going to go up in price by a lot.
Quantity towards target.
Whoa, Jesus. Yeah, go ahead. I opened something on my screen to bring something up, and it just like, it's blinding me in the dark. It's insane.
I can see it in the webcam. I hate those web pages that like.
It just it just flared me. It's just like, what the f is happening here?
I remember when I
God.
was doing my driving course, like they used the freaking brightest background. Like I have my monitor all the way like on the lowest brightness, and every time I turn my monitor on, it's like flashbang. Just because of that web page.
I'll go for the Star Runner.
Copy.
Alright, torpedo heading to the starter.
See if I can get rid of this warden.
Starter flared. I think I lost the. Oh, never mind. Starter down.
I think you blew up something else.
No, the starter just died instantly. Yep.
Oh, the main target is the Star Runner. You blew up the warden.
There's two of them. No, there's two starters.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that one.
I guys on the second starter. Torpedo out. This thing's about to die so fast. Quick update: flares do not work on size 9 torpedoes.
You
That thing
also
flared.
You shot him from 1,000 meters. I mean,
It went in front of him. That thing was leading him. Interesting to know. Normally I'd say because if it missed, it should have just kept going in the direction it was, but that thing curved up in front of where he was going. So I have a feeling that either it did miss, and I just got very lucky, or that thing tracks through flares.
Oh, come on. I took a mission. I didn't get it. Hopefully it shows up in a second. I didn't just miss it completely. I took a high threat for like 300 grand. Somebody else may have grabbed it at the same time.
Might have.
We'll find out momentarily here. Darn. I don't think we got it. Serious hostile bunkers aren't really working right now because the LTs don't spawn. Bounties, got a couple. I wish the cave ones would work.
yeah.
They just don't spawn anything right now because those are a lot of fun. Personal. No luck. Didn't get that
do a
high threat at all.
visit of location on Stanton.
Could do a what?
A visit random places in Stanton that other people might not have, like the Javelin on Daymar.
I'll do
Or the oil rig.
I'll do a video on that. I think anybody who tuned in for salvage emissions wants to watch us fly to Daymar.
Yeah, that's more of a that's not really a stream thing.
Well, no, it's more of a YouTube video thing. I did a video when I first started doing YouTube in this game that was visit all the cities. It got a good response. I deleted it because it was like my old format, and I'm gonna redo it at some point. You know, all the cities, hidden spots, etc. Absolutely, it's a good idea. I just don't think it's like I would do that on a stream if it was like a Sunday morning, 4 or 5 hour stream, chatting and asking questions. Once I have, let's say, an average of 50 viewers every stream. At the moment, not calling anybody who's here unimportant, but I don't think I have enough followers on my new stream to justify flying to random boring places. I was talking to 2 other guys who are larger streamers, who I won't name drop or anything because they haven't committed yet, but people I've flown with, people who are in our server, people who watched me when I played Elite and they played Star Citizen. When I joined this game, I was actually guests on a couple of streams, which was really cool, and I really appreciated it. And I think I have 1 or 2 of them who are willing to be guests on this one for the right thing. So it'd be kind of cool if I could be like, hey, streaming today with this guy you all know, while we go explore all the hidden places in Stanton.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah, that high threat beacon did not show up. Let's I've got VHRTs popping up. No more ERTs at the moment. Or we could do what you said before, which is probably what we're going to do here. Yeah, let's do that. Just waiting for this mission to pop up in my accepted. Nothing's popping up. Call to arms just popped up, but the missions aren't.
The reverse stats are fine.
I'm just sitting here watching them. They're not showing up.
B1's not the best, but it's not server crashing bad.
Took the 100K. The problem with this one is if the LT doesn't spawn, we'll have to see what happens. Maybe we just go to like
Yeah.
the 3 separate platforms and kill everybody except the LT and then leave the area and see if that makes it work. But sharing mission.
Got it.
Got it.
Of course it's on the other side of the moon. Why would it not be on the other side of the moon? So for the folks who are in chat hanging out right now, who's new? Or how long have you been playing the game for? Curious. I was curious to see who has, for instance, hasn't experienced Invictus before, or Citizen Con, or IAE.
I think I missed last year's Invictus, actually. Now I think about it.
I missed last year's as well.
I've been to the events enough that I don't always go to the showroom unless there's something new. So, in like 2 years ago, Invictus, there was 3 new ships. So I went to the showroom on those days to check out that ship, walk through it, rent it, try it. Whether I probably didn't pledge it, but I don't typically pledge a lot. But I'll go for that. I'll typically go when they try something new. There's talk in the future of these events actually like being interactive. Like, so for instance, you can go on YouTube on the morning of each day and you can watch like a little skit with Jax or a little narrative thing going on. I'm hopeful in the future that that stuff will actually be like on display at the showroom. Like, not that you're watching a YouTube video of the CEO of Drake showing you the cutter, but that you go to the showroom at 9 a.m. and the NPC walks out. That's when I would start going to the events again. Because as they stand, unless there's a ship I really want to see that's new, the events are leggy, right? Because there's so many people there.
Yeah.
For now. But I'm looking forward to that, changing with things like server meshing and stuff. But I'll this year Invictus, like, let's say fingers crossed that new Mirai fighter that's rumored comes out. Go check it out, decide if I want it. I don't think it's going to happen, but if the Polaris comes out, I won't have to go to the showroom for it because I own one. So I'll go as far as possible from the showroom to call that thing out, and I'll do a personal. That'd be kind of cool, right? Like, people are going to tour it at the showroom, and we're just going and walking around mine, like somewhere really, really far away.
Your hangar would become the showroom.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know. Like, I would say you should take it out, park it in like a nice location, maybe like, and then just tour it out in space.
Sure.
I think, what is it? Hopefully after, well, it's going to be after 3.23, so you'll be able to have the whole moment of call it from the ASOP and watch this giant ship rise from the ground.
Yep, that's going to be phenomenal.
Which one? I'll break and head to you guys.
I think we split up to go to different ones. You can come to either one of us that you want, but there's typically only room for one at each thing.
This is 30 sort of, yes, I'm not taking the chance.
Oh, you know what? That's valid. I'm getting out of a fighter and it's 30, so I'm probably going to get freaking downed in a second. I didn't even think of the server
Don't worry.
FPS.
I'll hit you guys and provide cover. I got their retaliators. Things will cover, act as a flying cover. 9,000
Excuse me
up.
for the coughing. Probably shouldn't have streamed if I was coughing.
I think the retaliators handling is how a bunch of big ships are going to end up handling in the future.
Why is my FS9 not coming out? Did it drop?
I want to find the guy. Hold on.
I can't take my other gun out. I'm carrying a railgun for some reason.
I saw that on your back.
I did not equip a railgun.
Huh.
This is weird.
Watch your diamond coming. Watch your 6. I do not know who owns that Inferno.
I own the Inferno.
Who's that Mantis? Is that
There's an NPC
security?
scanning me.
Okay.
I'm having a hand-to-hand here. My other gun won't draw. I'm down.
Crap.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna try to land.
Back up, back up.
So what people are saying on stream here, basically, Oh, you guys just killed me.
Back up. Yeah.
What?
Your engines just killed me. Grab my body if you can, please. Once you're down there.
I'll grab it.
So what can happen in this game, being an alpha, things can go wrong. I had a gun equipped, it disappeared from my back, it was refusing to work, or I had it in my hand, didn't work before, whatever, so I got hit by an NPC and down while trying to use a pistol. That can happen. That's just a small bug. And then while I was down waiting for them to pick me up, their engines blew me like off the edge and I died. So that's just error.
Yeah, that's my bad. I didn't know I could do that.
So now,
Can you see if you can land on the ground since you have the interior? So I won't be able to.
Yeah,
grab his
I'll try to
body.
see if I can find a landing spot down there.
I'll help at something little and come back to you.
Cute.
But that's what's gonna happen here. They're gonna grab my body and I'm gonna go help complete this mission.
There's a Pisces. Someone's Pisces is down here. I might end up jacking that after I land the Retaliator. Just have something more maneuverable. Because I cannot set this thing down. Correction, I've now gotten stuck in this thing. This thing was not going to come back into the air. Well, that works.
Let's go medium armor for coming back over. You know, I'm gonna go somewhere where I can see my character so that this looks better on stream. Custom core. Arms. Wearing heavy armor for a week. I haven't died in a while. So it's time to switch over.
Alright, I'm going to try to find where your body ended up.
It's on the roof somewhere.
Body ended up in like down there. I think there's like a bar area.
Yeah, it just got blown
Oh.
backwards really hard.
It's near in like the center of the plaza, I think.
Alright, I'll check there. Taking fire from the elevator area.
I haven't even made it down there yet.
Looks like we've got an ad starting in about 30 seconds. Anybody who sticks around, I appreciate it. It's gonna earn me a whopping 30 cents or something, which is gonna be amazing. But in all seriousness, you won't see anything for about 20 seconds here, and then we'll be back and completing these missions. Works out well because I'm going to be going through equipping here anyway, so that buys me time to do that without sitting here on the stream. But I will continue to chat for the YouTube upload after.
Yeah, I'm trying to find where your body ended up. I cannot find it.
Once I get down, I'll come help you.
Yeah, in that case, I'll watch out elevators and enemies.
Nope, I'm going back up. Oh, come. Okay. Why are the NPCs doing so good, but everything else isn't?
Special. It's all very special.
Very. But it says you're 42 million away. Where'd you set your spawn?
By Genie.
Okay.
Didn't reset it because I didn't think I was going to die. Food, water, medium ammo, backpack, tiger's claws, good to go.
Welcome.
What do I have that's small and quick? Because I don't feel like dealing with the Corsair right now. That's going to get me over there fast enough. Inferno I'm just going to claim.
Your insurance claim has been sent.
Don't own the cutter right now. Pisces is in the Carrack. Terrapin has a small drive. Looks like I'm flying the Harbinger. 4.
Someone's Pisces Medicals here, Diamond, if you need it.
There was a gym up there.
You're also at the gym, yeah.
bed. Hope your body didn't end up like on the roof of one of the buildings.
I don't think it did. I saw it kind of blowing away there when the server went black.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah.
I just took 80% damage from vaulting up. Huh.
The server's really solid as far as stats go, but everything's kind of lagging out a bit. Like my weapon not drawing, the door of my ship,
might be
ship
why-
open.
Might be why there's nobody in here.
Maybe, but we'll see.
No, server PS is dropping down to like 5.
Probably more people logging into the server.
Yeah, I think it's just the front load is just getting heavier
There's
and
only
heavier.
17 people in here.
Odd.
Pauline, how do you plan to get back into your ship?
I'm really not. I was
Clever.
gonna lift the Pisces that was here.
Okie doke.
Abandoning
how's
a
my-
multi-million-dollar warship for a shuttlecraft. Seems like a fair trade.
In this day and age, indeed.
All right. On my way back.
It's what we like to call insurance fraud.
This ship is viable. Okay. I was like walking in it and everything's like smoking.
Yeah, I'll get in the pilot seat and get this thing airborne.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to my Inferno.
Come back over in the Vanguard.
You better not lose that body. You might want to close. Okay, I was like,
Yep,
we might want
that
to
door is
close the door.
closed. We are in the air.
So for folks just tuning in, we had a really good mission at Crusader. Some glitchiness happened. My gun wouldn't fire. I got down by an NPC, and then my allies, the thrust of their ship, knocked me over and full on killed me. So I'm flying back to get my rare Artemex gear and complete this mission.
Oh, there's one guy left here. You can go to
Yeah,
the
I'm
next
kinda like
fight.
peppering him.
Okay.
He's dead. Got him. I was peppering him with light fire from the Bulldogs.
Server FPS is really high. Like they're highly reactive. And then as they came around the corner, I went to line up with my FS9, and for some reason only had my P6. Got a few of them, and then that thing only has like 6 rounds, so switched to my pistol. Then the heavies rushed me. I hand-to-handed 2 of them, and then turned around. There was 2 more, and I was like, "Well, here we go." And down I went.
Well, no, you started out. You pulled out like a railgun, didn't you?
Well, I had my P6 out. I went to switch to my FS9 that I know I had, and it switched to a railgun. I think what happened is last night when I was doing bunkers, that I picked up the railgun, put it on my back to take to the ship. Had the FS9. Yeah, I think I had the FS9 in my hand, and probably dropped it when I got in the seat and totally forgot that the railgun was my back. There's just a bad series of events followed by, a weird engine thing.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
All right.
See a few more folks jumping in. Feel free to jump in chat and say stuff. My chat's working now. I can read it. So always take a knife. Odinson, that's a good call, but they got to tweak that, because the knife, when it was on your hip, used to activate when you meleeed it, just picked it up. Now the knife has to be in your hand. So until we get the new interaction system, the new inventory system, I would have literally had to hit I, get the knife. I would have died anyway. In the new system, the new inventory system coming out in 3.23, it's much faster to switch to the knife. So you're not wrong. I just don't think it would have saved me in that situation.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was just like bad, because I mean,
Yeah,
even
bad
then
chain of
I saw
events.
some of the guys. I was shooting them. I know I knocked a few down, but by the time they got to you, I couldn't
Diamond?
risk shooting.
What's
them.
wrong?
Got any
Yeah.
assistance? There's like yep,
I'm head over.
492 circling the ship. Shield's taking fire.
I'm getting close.
Gain some range.
Yeah, this is terrifying. They're really starting to circle the ship.
That's a good one, Odinson. And usually I like to say I fight with the fury of John Wick, but tonight's just one of those chill nights where it's fine. If it was Jump Town, you'd see us rage a lot more. You jumped in our Discord, didn't you, Odinson? You gotta follow this sometime.
Yeah, he did.
Nice.
Whoa. Don, was that you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you're doing a bombing run, make sure you don't hit me.
Oh, I'm making sure. I swear, if anyone gets up from that,
They will, though. They will.
I mean, you're taking like freaking size 7 ballistic rounds to the face, and you're able to stand up like.
Toby, what's up, buddy? Still trying to do 505 overdrive. Of wave 1? You got some friends with you to help? You really need people for 505. 405, 505, you really need some people with you.
I haven't done the second wave yet.
On my server. So right now trying again. So 4 of 5 and 5 of 5 of overdrive. It's not a testament to skill or your ability to play the game. It's simply not doable with time. Too many servers are going down simultaneously while being shot at while running for you to do it solo. So we can't see the mission to take it with you if we've already completed it. I finished phase 1, phase 2. So it's hard for us to go to help you with it if you don't get it. I would say if by tomorrow, if you haven't completed it, what you could do is share it with me, and we could just come back you up and cover you. We just can't see the mission elements. But if I were you, I'd try to find other people who are currently doing 4 of 5 or 5 of 5 to do it with you, because like we did it with a crew of 7, and it was breezy. It's good. I'm not saying it's impossible. Like it is possible. It's not ideal. You're gonna frustrate the hell out of yourself. These are missions that are designed to do with people. It is, yeah. It's meant for a group. I would say because of what we're doing over here, and then the fact that like we're wrapping up soon. Where is 5 of 5? What planet or moon are you on? Also, how are you on my server? Have we flown together before? I don't recognize your name. I'm sorry. Definitely a multi-crew mission. Yeah, it definitely is. Toby. I feel like I
recognize the name. I can't.
Oh yeah, we helped you with over. Of course.
Okay, yeah.
That's
I
cool,
remember
man.
your buddy too. Yeah.
I didn't know that I'd added you. Sorry. It sounds so elitist, but I've started adding so many people since I started streaming again that I start forgetting names. That's on me. Yeah, if you can't get 5 of 5 solo, which I'd be very impressed if you did by like tomorrow, I would be very happy to go with you and go down into the bunker and cover you while you do it, no problem. I just don't have the capacity to do that as well tonight. When I'm done and get off, you could definitely ask in our Discord if there's other guys on to help you. There's a lot of guys playing. I'm sure somebody will, though. And then the next phase of overdrive is actually very doable solo as long as you own a bigger ship. But if you don't, then you could just go with somebody else. Like 2 people in a Redeemer or a Corsair or something could clear out the next phase of overdrive, the 3 bounties, pretty easily. One of the targets is a Hammerhead. You do need something capable of killing that. You're not going to do it in like a little ship, but that one was a lot easier. Oh, and Hell Jump Time by myself against 2 hours. It's crazy how the game can mix like that, everybody. Like you sometimes you go in and you're freaking Rambo. You know, you're like, I've held Jump Town against 15, 16 guys before on a fluke. I'm not bragging about skill. Like in Elite Dangerous, I bragged about skill because I did PvP for a long time. I hadn't been killed in PvP in a long time. I was like rank 3 on the leaderboards. That's bragging. In this game, my PvP skill is moderate. I'm working to make it better, but it's nowhere near what it was in Elite. So the fact that I held Jumptown against that many people was more of a testament to how well positioned I was, how much ammo I had, and how bad they were. Because they just kept funneling. Remember when Jumptown used to be only one entrance, not two? They just kept funneling in that front door and trying to bomb the building. I was just picking them off with my FS9. It was amazing. The next time I went to Jumptown, there was 4 of us and 1 guy, and he killed all of us. So it's kind of a trade-off. You don't know what's going to happen.
I mean, there's some pretty cool moments there too. I remember
Oh, God,
last
yeah.
time we did Jumptown, TAC was with us, and A2 came in. They dropped their bomb, and TAC was able to shoot the bomb, blew up the bomb in the air, and then in return, the bomb blew up the A2.
Which is a hell of a shot to make.
Yeah.
Odinson, all I'll say about the whole Tarkov to this game, PvP and things like that, it's great that you have that skill set, and I am not doubting you, but PvP in this game and FPS combat is going to be changing drastically. They are trying to make this one more realistic. I'm not going to say close to a Tarkov, but more realistic. And I think it's going to get harder for everybody to get kills, time to kill and stuff. I agree with you. I am also very ready for it. I love the realism of this game. I want this game to feel real. I'm going to be that dude. I just buzzed up my food, meaning I have to step away for 1 second from the screen. So when they knock on my door, I'm just going to step away for a second, let these guys kind of keep chatting with you, and then I'll be back.
I don't need to use the Pisces.
I'm usually a big healthy eater, and I decided tonight when I'm done streaming, I'm going to finally watch... oh, my body won't let me... Oh, it's doing that bug. Fuck, can you put up my ship, please? The first person to tractor it, nobody else can move it.
That'll be Diamond then.
I'm coming back
Ah, thank you. Okay, I'll be back in 1 second.
Waiting for me to grab the body. Calling.
Yeah, you have to grab it. I was using the med bed. But I have 2 tier 2s, so I won't be able to...
I've got a tier 3 chest and a tier 2 arm, so I'm not even gonna bother.
Yeah, I'll get this thing loaded, ready to go to the next area.
Okay.
I'll start the fight there and wait for you guys to arrive.
Yeah, I would say clear out the pad a bit from the air and then let's go down.
I'll do my best, but this ship is barely holding itself together.
Yeah, you want
Like-
to jump in boulders.
Alright, landing at final location.
Okay, I might fire off a missile or two. You might clear out a few.
Watch your fire.
I hit no one.
No, that Pisces is on its last legs. I think it's not going to be able to handle much longer. On the
Taking
ground.
small arms fire.
There we go.
I'm out of ammo.
I'll be over there in a second.
I didn't notice.
For folks watching, what happened there is that there's a bug right now that if you move something with a tractor beam, other people after that cannot move it, whether it's theirs or not. It's a very irritating little bug, but I'm hoping that gets fixed in the next patch. Whereabouts are you guys? Oh, you're just down there. Is this the last platform?
Yeah, banners, I got tier 1 chest injury now.
You wanna go ahead and pull back to the ship, and then Boulder and I will clean up here.
Go on the right.
See him. Down.
Got the interior, I'm gonna try to shoot his leg. Yeah, he's dead.
See a railgun go off.
Yeah, my main gun ran out of ammo, so railgun it is.
Wasn't knocking it. It's just surprising when I saw that.
I'm capped.
That spark.
Got it.
Oh, come on. How did that not kill you?
Get back up.
Alright, I guess we're doing this the hard way. I used the ship guns to try to clear out the last little bit, and they knocked down and just got right back up again.
Oh, that's fun.
A little bit of Chumbawamba. Can I get back in from here? I think I can from this angle. You guys can shoot my ship all you want. You're not doing much to it.
If they got ballistics, some smaller spiral will eventually hurt badly.
Eventually.
Because my Pisces went from completely fine to on the verge of death.
I've had friggin' NPCs blow up my ship before.
I say my Pisces, but I think it's lifted, so.
I've had them blow up my C1. It's...
Beautiful. And no LTs, so mission completed.
Yeah.
With all the bugs on this one, I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to upload it after. I just with what I've been doing lately, I might just upload this anyway to YouTube after. Just tag it Livestream. People will know what they're in for, because live streams have all kinds of issues in this game. But we shall see.
You can also just create a playlist and put all your streams in a stream playlist.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. But there's only one of them so far, so.
Might be good to name them by date as well.
Let's see if this body actually moves out or not. Nope. Hey, Diamond, you're still over here?
I'm at the top of the building.
I'm gonna come up there. I need you to get this body out of my ship so I can bedlog on the ship later, because it's glued to my ship now with that whole glitch.
I mean, I don't even understand. Like, I guess I understand like what the game may be processing, but I don't understand how it happens.
It was doing that with cargo for a while, and they fixed it. Who moved cargo? Nobody else could move it. And they fixed that, and then it started doing it with bodies.
Well, do you mind if I hit your ride and reward him?
Sure. I'll take us back to Bygenie, and then I'm gonna call it.
Alright.
But get you over there. Are you limping?
I have a tier 1 chest and arm.
Oh, you can't do anything about it out here. All right, I got you.
Yeah, take the Pisces, but I think it's on the verge of death, and I'd rather not.
Extraction complete. Off we go. So Toby, Odinson, what else are you guys ready for, since nobody else is engaging in chat right now? 3.23. We know there's changes coming with the FPS combat, EVA, personal hangars. What are you guys stoked about? Distro centers, yeah, okay. More PvE combat for sure. I'm looking forward to distro centers. I wouldn't say it's the thing I'm most stoked about, but I am definitely looking forward to them as well. Lawful stuff in there getting rid of my players. Yeah, very cool. Our group wanders between lawful and unlawful, where we consider ourselves to be non-malicious. So the guys that I play with mostly, like in Elite, we were White Knights, 100%. Anti-griefer, PvP, good guys. In this game, we're doing more like the Firefly Expanse kind of thing, where it's like we're the good guys. We're not going to go like murder children and rob people blind, but I'll take smuggling missions, I'll take theft missions, that kind of thing. Like
what was the thing? What was that chart that was like? I think we had related to the chaotic good, and then there was, you know, oh, I can't remember the name of it.
Oh,
there was chaotic good.
Yeah, I forget that it's all made up, but
yeah,
I forget the name of that chart. It's definitely called something. It's the I don't think it has a name. Somebody made it up, but basically we basically wander between neutral and chaotic. Not true neutral. Nobody is. Like chaotic good is an example of like the crew from The Expanse.
Yeah.
They are not criminals, but in the third book they are engaging in piracy. But they're engaging in what you would call victimless piracy, where they're kind of going up to military ships and being like, you have plenty, the belt needs this, we are taking it. If you try to stop us, we'll shoot, but we really don't want to shoot you, so how about you just stand down? And Firefly was like that too. You know, like we're robbing this bank, but it's not your money, so just stay on the ground, everybody's gonna be fine. That's actually chaotic good, because if somebody had been like, oh, we're gonna murder everybody in here, those crews would have actually stood up for the people and stopped robbing the place. So I like the idea of chaotic good, which doesn't necessarily mean lawful. Another good example of that would be like Ahsoka from Star Wars, Grey Jedi. The good guy goes around helping people, but if a police officer said to her, I'm impounding your ship and you can't leave, she'd be like, well, no, I mean, you're not. I appreciate what you're trying to do and you're doing your job, but there's no chance in hell that's happening. And that's chaotic good, because technically she's saying no to the police, but she's doing it because she knows the police are corrupt. So that's all like a really long role play answer of like, I think that Toby is right. I think that those missions are going to be amazing. I just think that they need
they're going to be
all
really
the options
at first.
They need lawful, unlawful, PvP, PvE, industrial, investigation with the new HUD, find something that's lost, and like all that kind of stuff's gonna be really, really cool.
I can't remember if it was I think it was earlier today or maybe yesterday. There was a post on Spectrum about new AI. I didn't read too far into it, but
oh, somebody was asking a question about how the new system would affect the new AI. I think I have that post actually. Hang on. See, if we weren't doing gameplay, I'd like bring up the post and we'd talk about it on the stream, but I'm still kind of getting accustomed to all those settings and stuff. Star Citizen updates in our server. Somebody posted server meshing and AI.
Yeah, I think that was the one.
The question was from IHM Lugga. Hello everyone, I have a question that perhaps someone with technical knowledge or even a CIG employee could answer. It's about the AI of NPCs. So far, I've been told that these are often problems with the AI because the server FPS is very low, and therefore there are delays in the execution of actions. Now, due to server meshing, we sometimes had servers running at a virtually constant 30 FPS at the weekend. That was in Evocati and Tech Preview. Yeah. Therefore, my assumption would have been that the AI would run much better than before. This was partly the case, but I have not seen any of the behaviors we saw at CitizenCon, where they seem more advanced. So there's more to it, but that's kind of the question. Like, can you explain why this isn't happening? And Zach from CIG, super nice guy. Hey, Zach. He answered, So, by the way, we're responding to this. This is from our Discord. So there's a section on our Discord called Tracker SC Updates. It pulls responses, legitimate responses from CIG employees from their website. So as opposed to browsing for speculation, you can find their actual answers. Zach's response: the higher frame rate, the better the AI. It was nice seeing the clips on Twitch with them fighting at higher frame rate, meaning they were very responsive. As we brought the Squadron 42 AI over and made them work in multiplayer, we're improving them patch to patch. So obviously a single player environment is very different from multiplayer environment. That's a big reason why games like Starfield have more responsive AI and more stuff going on. They're doing stuff because they have loading screens and it's single player. Multiplayer, no loading screens is a massive hurdle, which is why this game isn't done yet. Single player environment is very different from multiplayer environment, and how we handle the AI behaving and the logic involved does need to change, so not so much to do with the maturity, but just iteration as they're working in a different context. There's some things we need to turn on, like NPC reviving each other, them using ammo properly, and other behaviors that we haven't flipped the switch on yet that you've seen. So short answer, yes. High server frame rate means improved AI responsiveness. With the Citizen Combat demo, we showed there was no specific alterations involved. It was all about like the settings. So his post goes on. I recommend you read the whole thing. You can find it on Spectrum by searching, or you can just join our Discord and click on the updates, the tracker of SC updates. Yeah. But the short version is that the responsiveness of the AI is controlled by how well the server is doing, but a lot of the new behaviors just haven't been turned on yet. So when server meshing makes every planet and region its own little server, once they work out the obvious issues that are going to be with that, such as you disappearing, your stuff disappearing, stuff not working, stuff not loading, whatever, what should happen is the server FPS in all of those regions should be phenomenal, is their goal. And so once they turn on these new actions, the NPC should be responsive, but also reactive and formidable.
Yeah.
Anybody watching, that was me cycling power because I wanted to get to Bajini faster, so I locked onto Area 18, circled the planet, and then cut power, and that lets you drop out of quantum when you're orbiting and lock onto something new. It's a nice little trick for getting around faster. Unless your quantum drive decides to not spool, and then it slows you down anyway, which is what just happened. Alright, odd approach to Bajini. Oh, it's always the one furthest away. Where are you headed, Diamond?
I'm actually at Surf, and I'll probably be locking off from here. Just hitting medical and then... Not sure.
That's fair.
Honestly, I might get off though, because it's late and I gotta get up early, so...
Also fair. We're downfalling, you're good to go.
Alright.
I can't wait till I can put you on like a dolly or something when you're that injured and wheel you in. Or, probably the kind of thing they'll let you pay extra for in your personal hangars or something. Oh my god, imagine if you could, in the future of the game, pay a whole bunch of money in-game to have a medical bed added to your hangar. I could see them doing that. That would be one of those things. That's what I was saying. Is this game it's going to have more and more ways to spend your money in the future. I'm not talking pledge money. I'm talking like in-game, having things to spend your hard-earned currency on. And one of those, I think, a really good one, would be a medical facility for your personal hangar.
I'm trying to think because GTA is the first one I think of when it comes to customization.
Customizing hangars and stuff, or garages. Yeah.
But there were other games, like, more specifically, I think I'm thinking of, like, No Man's Sky, where you could, like, you know, put a portal in there, you could put, you know, vehicle bet, you could put all that stuff in there, in your base.
That was all building stuff,
I know it's a bunch of games that did it.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, is being able to do all that decoration. But most, like, No Man's Sky is essentially a single player game. I know you can join somebody else's lobby and stuff, but it is primarily a single player game. I think that that's going to be a very cool. Whoa, that loaded in slow. A very cool mechanic of the hangars, being able to customize them more and more until the point where it really is like your own space.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to wrap up this stream, folks. We've been at it for almost 2 hours. I've had 20, 30 of you in for this whole time. I really appreciate that. I kind of just came back to doing this. I'm going to start doing it more. I'm going to upload even these unedited ones to YouTube. I am doing instructional videos and stuff on YouTube as well. I want feedback. I know what I was doing in Elite. I would like to know what people want to see in this game, so I'll put polls and stuff on YouTube. You can also join Discord and just ask to see stuff or fly with us or whatever. I'm going to do the douchey YouTube thing, so you're seeing on YouTube, you're seeing on Twitch. Really helps if you follow and like and all that. I'm not trying to make ad dollars or anything from this, so it more just tells me people want to see what I'm doing and talking about. Otherwise, thank you very much to Falling and Diamond from our org for hanging out. And if you guys do play this game often, or you're new and you're looking for a group to fly with, join our Discord, talk about our org. We'd love to have you. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next time.